This is for either one of you guys. Obviously you guys made a pretty good comeback there. It wasn't exactly over at halftime. Just how do you guys feel when the stadium empties like that so quickly? Despite it being so close still.
I thought at the beginning of the game, that crowd was rocking. It was electrifying. It was super awesome to see, the crowd, light up and just get super loud. We didn't start the way we wanted to, but I'm proud of the guys. We bounced back in the second half and made some adjustments. And at the end of the day, it stinks that we didn't come out victorious, but I was glad the way we fought all the way till the end.
And then obviously 3-6, you got to win out to make a bowl game. How confident are you guys that you can do that?
Very confident that we can win out. We trust each other in the locker room. We're gonna get back tomorrow, lock in, watch tape, see what we can fix, and we're gonna win out. We're gonna get this thing rolling.
Trent, as soon as the game went on too, I mean, you obviously took a few hits, got the roughing the passer call, but I mean, just staying in the pocket and your poise. I mean, what were you seeing adjustment wise from UCLA that they were, getting to you a little bit more in the second half?
Yeah, I thought they did a great job of, bringing some pressure and trying to get me out of my game. And, a couple of times they got some good licks on me, but I just got to stay in the pocket and trust my reads. But, they're a really good defense. And I thought, the second half we came out with some adjustments and we're able to, drive down the field. And, there are definitely drives in that second quarter where I wish, we kind of stalled and, they kind of pulled away. But, like I said, I was happy the way we were able to fight the whole game and, made some adjustments and, we're not going to quit.
Trenton, Jeremy Schnell, Arizona Sports. Wanted to ask you about the 3 timeouts you guys had to burn in order to avoid delay games. Was that just miscommunication, or was it a little bit of you guys didn't like what you saw in the defense?
It was a little bit of everything. There were some times where the defense, was subbing in late, so it was messing us up. And then, just trying to figure out what play we wanted to get to best. We thought, we wanted to run one play, but then, we kind of second guessed ourselves. But, I think we're okay. We're just trying to get everybody on the same page and ended up using those timeouts, which you wish we would have had them at the end, but it is what it is, and you just got to learn from it.
Chris over here. We know that UCLA has a good rushing attack, but 400 yards tonight for them on the ground. And you're a third level defender, but what did you kind of see that was kind of happening in front of you with the run defense?
I just feel like as a defense as a whole, like we just got to be better. Like you just said, 400 yards on the ground. We just can't allow that to happen. We pride ourselves as a defense as being fit, fast, and physical. So like we just can't let that happen. Obviously, we just got to go back and watch tape and see how we can correct things.
What about kind of when that's unfolding? What kind of conversations were you guys having on the sidelines and trying to kind of get that fixed during the game?
Really just like just have pride and fight back. Just let's not just get pushed around. Just like everybody, we just got to fight back and have pride in what the standard of defense that we want to set.
Chris, you guys have talked a lot about the importance of being able to make in-game adjustments. How confident are you in your ability to do that going forward, given the fact that UCLA was able to kind of gash you in the run all night long without any relent?
I'm still very confident. Like I said, we just got to go back and watch tape, see what we did wrong, see what adjustments they made that were wrong, and just fix that and build up on that. Get ready for next week.
Yeah, for either one of you guys, kind of making it a 1-score game again there in mid fourth quarter, and what did that kind of feel like, and what was kind of the energy on the sidelines, and what kind of conversation were you guys having that?
This whole week, Coach Aguano stressed on us, we're going to play to the last whistle, whether we're up, whether we're down. And I think, we just proved that to everybody, we're not going to give up and we're going to fight until the very last whistle. So, it was very exciting, get everybody back into the game. We're one stop away from, taking the lead on that, so we just got to execute a little bit better earlier in the game so it doesn't have to come to that point. But at the end of the day, I was proud of how everybody competed to the last whistle.
Like Trent said, Coach Aguano preached on, just fighting and finishing to the last play. I definitely think we did that. We feel like our team, we played our hearts out, and unfortunately, that's what between these two teams, us and UCLA, guys are gonna make plays, and they have good players too. We have good players as well. So, the ball just didn't. Unfortunately, it didn't. It wasn't in our court. Throughout the end of the game, and that's all I could ask for our guys is, just play your heart out, and just give your all.
UCLA is still one of the top teams in the Pac-12. You guys were able to put up 36 points against them, and you knew coming into this game it was going to be a challenge. So, although it's a little bit disappointing, how do you guys feel? I know moral victories are only so much of a thing, but how do you guys feel in terms of your confidence going into this next week with what you were able to do against a really top team in the Pac?
Really, I definitely, I feel like, our confidence is always been there, and it just come down to just execution. Having your guys make plays, and when you continue just to make plays and not shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, you find good things happening all the time. So I mean, I don't feel like we didn't play that bad of a game, but every game that you play is always things that you can clean up. For you to come out victorious in the end. So definitely I feel like we definitely have a lot of confidence, but you just gotta keep playing and keep working, and we'll have good results at the end of the tunnel.
And next in the passing game too. I mean, obviously Trenton hit you, but did you notice you guys making offensive adjustments? Because it seemed like you were able to single out some linebackers and kind of have your way underneath there.
Yeah, just like I said, I'm just whenever my number is called, I love to make plays. So whenever my number is called, Coach Aguano and Trent, whatever these guys can do for us, and not only for myself, but other guys in the field. We like to create space for playmakers, not even just for myself, but just being able just to split defenders between the tackles, and share everyone's versatility.
Trenton, you guys were kind of matching UCLA, not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of yardage in the first half, and then went pretty cold in the second quarter there to kind of allow them to build on that lead. What was the difference between the first and second quarter offensively?
Yeah, I missed some easy throws that I wish I could take back. They came out with a couple more blitzes than we anticipated, but at the end of the day, I got to play better. Not allow them to separate that much. But I thought we came back in the second half, made adjustments, and fought all the way till the end. And definitely going to learn from it. But we got 3 more games left this season. We're excited, and we're going to take it 1 week at a time, and we're ready for Washington State. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Tough one. I talked to the team and I told them, and they did a couple of things that I asked them, and that was to play to the last whistle. I take all the blame for not preparing us defensively and offensively for this game, and it's not on them. It's on me, and so I want to make sure that everybody understands that, and we'll get it fixed. But our kids played to the last whistle, and the fans showed up tonight, and we didn't take care of it in the first half. We did get back in the game at the end, but I wanted to thank them too in trying to be there for us. And we hopefully that outcome was a little different, but our kids played their heart out.
Shaun, when you say it's on you, not on them, and not being prepared, the 400 yards on the ground, that's the story of the game. So
Absolutely.
What do you think were the main factors there?
First of all, the number one on that team is tough. Whenever he gets going, he's probably one of the best athletes out there. We didn't run fits. We didn't wrap up like we should. It's absolutely inexcusable. You can't win games letting a team run for 400 yards on you. That's just unacceptable. And so we need to go back, and I'll get back into my office and turn on the film and watch that before I go home, and try to figure out what needs to be done before next week.
So share with me maybe like what percentage of that you think is personnel challenges, and what percentage is things that you guys are doing strategically or anything else?
Personnel. We're a little light-handed tonight, to tell you the truth. And I'll never make an excuse for that, because we have guys that are on scholarship that they'll step up, but we didn't have a couple of guys ready to go, and so but that's never an excuse. And the thing is, we need to play better in that interior. They're a pretty good line. They got on us, and we didn't separate. We didn't strike and separate. We didn't wrap up when we had the time, but it's tough when somebody runs on you for 400 yards and you're trying to play catch up the whole time. And it was my fault that we had to play catch up, because I didn't think I did a good job for 3 series in the second quarter to stay with them. And then we played catch up the whole time. And I'm glad how I'm happy how the kids played, but that was my fault that we didn't take care of those 3 series.
Hey, Coach Jack Loader, Devil's Digest. The guys on the defensive front all week, they say all the right things. We're talking about preparing for the
Sure.
run and being gap savvy. And it seems like continuously they failed to deliver the goods on game day. Do you see a sort of like complacency from that group or something technically going wrong during the week that you can address?
Like again, we were a little short. They're playing their butts off. I thought UCLA did a great job blocking us, and we didn't run fit a couple of times. And we had quarterback in the quarter, and we went on our read to the running back, and the quarterback slipped out the back end, and so we need to make sure that we are better in the run fit category, and we haven't been in the last couple of games. I think they averaged 10 yards a carry, and that's unacceptable.
And then, Coach, when you look at I know you said like the 400 yards, but getting off the field on third down, because I mean, defensively, it seemed like through the first half and even through half third quarter, good about forcing second and long, third and longs, but just giving up that play.
Yeah.
What were some of the maybe breakdowns you were seeing on those third and longs?
We've been having trouble all season with that, and we get them in 3rd and 12, and they're running stop routes at 14 yards, and we're in the area but not attached to somebody, and that's a problem. We need to go back and get with I need to go back and get with the defensive coaches and see what we need to do about that. But because they're working hard on 1st and 2nd, and 3rd down we're not getting it done. And a lot of times those stops that we could have got puts us in the lead. And I'm disappointed in how we played in the second quarter, and I'm disappointed how we play on offense, and I'm disappointed how our defensive played trying to stop the run.
And did you feel the defense maybe adjusted better to the tempo in the second half? Because it seems like in the first half when they started going tempo, and the coaches, you guys touched on it earlier in the week, but in the second half, seems like when they started going tempo, there was actually some plays made, actually stringing some runs out. Were there better adjustments, I guess, in the second half?
Yeah, I thought they brought a little bit more pressure. And so the linebackers filled the gaps a little bit better. When they go into tempo and those defensive linemen have to stay on the field and go one after another, and it's tough, and because we're thin there, but that's still no excuse.
Coach, Corey had a couple personal fouls past 2 weeks, and then he had an unsportsmanlike conduct
Mhm.
today, late, crucial one. Just as a coach, what do you tell him to kind of just get out of that funk?
He comes up and makes a great play and then gets excited and stands over somebody. And I tell those guys, we're going to play with passion, not emotion. When emotion gets involved, then you make mistakes, and then it costs you your team. We were 2nd down and 6, and we got a 15-yard penalty, and they moved the ball. And he feels bad because I had that conversation with him. But at the time, we have to learn that the emotional part, we got to take out the emotional part out of it.
And then obviously 3 and 6 got to win out. Just how confident are you that you guys can do that?
We're going to play as hard as we can. And one thing you know about this football team, we're gonna play until we can't play no more. It doesn't matter if we have 20 guys on the field or on our team or 50 guys, but we're gonna play hard. And so these next 3 games, we're gonna play hard. We know when we understand we have to win out to get to a bowl game, and these teams that we're gonna face, Washington State had a good game against Stanford, and then we got to face. Then we got to face Oregon State, and then U of A at their place. And so we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready. When I say ready, I'm going to make sure that the coaches are preparing the kids to be successful. And I didn't think we did a good job tonight.
Hey, Coach, Jake Seymour, Cronkite Sports. Trenton seemed like he was under a lot of pressure tonight, took a couple of big hits. What did you see from UCLA's split packages?
They're bringing 6 or 7, especially when we were 2nd and long, and we kind of knew that when we were 2nd and long, that's why we didn't want to be in 2nd and long. That's when their pressure packages come up, and then they bring their NASCAR, and I thought our O-line did a pretty good job. Of course, the thing with trending is that's the way to stop him. You're gonna have to bring that pressure. Well, and he does a good job hitting in the hot routes, but I put him in the situation to get hit because I didn't take care of the efficiency on first down. And so I made that mistake as a play caller.
Coach, I noticed Omar left the game and late in the first half, he seemed pretty frustrated. I don't know if that was your call or you saw what happened there, but if you could just clue us in as to what was.
Yeah, he was out all week this week because of an illness, and he wants to go, and he got frustrated because he just can't. And again, we're thin with a lot of guys in that situation, but he was just frustrated with himself that he can't help the team in that situation because he's not feeling well. He made the decision that he was going to go today, but he couldn't be productive because he just couldn't be on the field.
How many guys were dealing with that? I heard it was a little bit of a bug.
A few, maybe more than a few.
Shaun, I'm curious about the 2-point tries that you guys are going for.
Absolutely.
Especially, I'm sure there's something that you saw and that made you feel confident in it, but especially the last one that you went for.
Yes.
Thought process, what was the thought process?
And so when you read the analytics books, there's recommended, if you can be aggressive and you score and get the 2 points, then a touchdown wins the game. And I don't want to be in a situation where I kick and we're 7-7 and then have to go for the 2. I want to make sure that if I don't get it, I'm down by 8. I'm gonna have to go for the 2 anyway. And so I want to make sure that from an aggressive standpoint, and I tell our kids that we're always going to be aggressive to go for the win. That was me going for the win. And then, so now we're down 6. And so we score, we win the football game so that was my train of thought. And I'm always going to be aggressive, Chris, in regards to those situations. Yeah. Absolutely. That is the most important part. So when we met right after this, I got them all together and made sure that we put our hand around each other. That's the part about the families. And when it's hard times, how can we back each other up and not point fingers at each other? And I told them that I love them and we're going to take care of it. And I told them I take the blame. And so when I told them when they come into the media, you let them know that it was my fault and I'll take the blame. But those guys understand when it's hard times, then we got to stay together even more. And so that's a huge emphasis. Now, when we win, we're going to celebrate the wins, but you're right. It's hard. And so we're going to come back Sunday and do the same thing. We're going to have our dinner, our family dinner on Sunday. And that's a tough one because we lost, but that's where more and more family makes it even better. Thanks, guys.